Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I have a little bit of a sadder video. So if you guys have been watching and following along for some time, you know that I have a 2021 Tacoma SR5 off-road package as my truck and my daily. But the reason why it's a little bit sad, we are about pretty close, almost a few weeks away from giving this truck back. If you weren't tracking, this is a lease, so this is probably one of my last missions that I have for it. It's all set up, ready to tow, and we'll get driving to the Port of Newark soon. In the car, we're gonna go over ownership overview, likes and dislikes of the truck, and final thoughts. Anyway, off to Port Newark. All right, so real quick, last thing is mileage, 29,000, and I think I did 3 years, 12,000 miles a year, and this is what we have so far. So there was a brief period when I didn't drive it, just because I was going to tick over mileage, and thankfully I had a spare car at the time, which was much better on fuel economy. But off we go. So first, my thoughts on the Tacoma. I really love this truck. I think it's a really good truck. The purpose why I bought it, so I was looking to a truck at the time. I was working from home and I didn't want a full-size truck because it would also be double as my daily. So driving around, it would be, I didn't want it to be a problem to park because it was so big. Now, my options at that time were to look at a mid-size truck. And of course, anytime you're involved on a team referring to like a reconnaissance team or a MARSOC team in the Marine Corps, for some odd reason, everyone has a Tacoma or some sort of Toyota, whether it be a 4Runner or a Tacoma or a Tundra if they can afford it. Usually that's reserved for staff NCOs and higher. But anyways, I ended up leaning towards Tacoma. This was late 2020, early 21 when I was looking at getting into a truck. The other reason was I was going into drifting more consistently, so I needed a reliable tow rig. Now, my options at the time were older Ford Rangers, the GMC Canyon, the Chevy version of that, whatever it is, a Tacoma, and I don't remember my other options that I was looking at. In the end, one of my buddies who was working in the car industry at the time recommended that I go through Lease Hacker in case I didn't want that purchasing commitment. And when I looked up on Lease Hacker, a great deal for these popped up. I believe the broker was named Jim, and he put me through Del Toyota, which is a little bit outside of Philadelphia. And I ended up getting leased into this vehicle for the price of $282 a month. Add $100 for insurance would bring it to around $382 a month. So let's just round it out at $400 for anomalies such as maintenance costs and whatnot. So with this, it started out great. Love this truck, but it was very different. The car I had previously was a 2014, 2015 Honda Accord. So I was obviously used to that really, really good fuel economy. This one was a big step down. So let's say my numbers driving the Accord around town were probably mid to high 20s and low 30s if I was really on a light foot. And then with the Tacoma, as you can see, averaging about 16.5 miles a gallon, which is a little bit crazy. So averaging around 16.5 miles to the gallon, anywhere to 18 depending on where I'm driving. But being that I'm living on a hill, it's all, and like going away to places was usually better on fuel economy, and then coming back it wasn't the greatest. And that was an adjustment to get to. And the other adjustment that I really need to get to was the transmission. The transmission was definitely really different. The Accord was a CVT, so it was much smoother. This is obviously that, aggressive 6-speed. I don't remember who makes it, whether it's an ASIN or GetDrag or whoever, or ZF for that matter. But overall, definitely very different from what I was used to. So I guess from that we can segue into things that I like about this truck and the things I dislike about this truck. Let's start off with what we like. So I love the color. This truck looks super aggressive, especially in this tone. So again, like I said, SR5 with the off-road package, so that means it does not have the color match fenders, but it does have the all-terrain tires, which are a little more beefy and better than the street tires that that some other models come off with. I know the non-TRD off-road comes with those regular street tires. I think they're like 255 or 265s, but the tread wear is just not as aggressive. So I like how it looks. The black with the army green contrast was really, really nice. And this truck has done just about everything I've needed to do. Anytime there's a failure, it wasn't a failure on the truck itself. Or let me rephrase that. The one failure I did have was the tire, but I was also driving in off-road somewhere and a nail got stuck in. So I don't really blame the truck for that. That was the only real failure I ever had. Other than that, it's done everything I needed to. So going to the gun range, outdoors, towing my drift car, which was an open deck steel trailer with an E36 and then about, let's say, 400 to 500 pounds of gear between tires, jacks, spare wheels and tires, spare parts, food, and then camping. I ended up having that one, it goes over the cab, but it was that little White Fox thing. I have a video on it, but I was able to camp in this car. I never got the chance to overland. My schedule, my timing, my finances did not allow for that, which is okay. There will be more fun things in the future to come. But yeah, bottom line was this truck did everything that I needed to do, which was, really, really impressive. The things I dislike, I think is only really maybe two things. So, like I said earlier, the fuel economy, but, it's a work truck. What do you expect? It's designed to work, do everything that you need it to do. Never got this thing stuck anywhere. As soon as I put into 4-low, this would get out of wherever it was stuck, whether it be on my hill, on a snowy day, or picking up this trailer from like wet grass and whatnot. And then the other thing was the transmission, just a little more clunky than what I was used to. Other than that, love this thing. Actually, no, there is a third thing. The third thing I would say that I disliked about this truck, it did not come with this brake controller over here. So obviously if you're towing, you need to have a brake controller. What that does is it controls the amount of brake bias for your trailer if it has brakes on it. Mine does. Unfortunately, the Tacoma and I believe the Tundras don't come equipped with it, which is kind of weird. But other than that, that's basically it. And now we are on my last mission with this Tacoma. And we're picking up another vehicle, also a Toyota, but very different kind. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you like or dislike about the Tacoma. And I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe.